This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. It's December the 7th, 2014. And this video I'm making on the anniversary of the bombing of Pearl Harbor because all these people that bombed Pearl Harbor are supposed to be American citizens now. Now, how foolish do that sound, that the Japanese camp internment now wanted to give all these Japanese compensation. Meanwhile, you got the 15th Amendment, 3 million to 4 million black men locked up in the jails and dungeons of this country that was never compensated. But those who bombed Pearl Harbor are from the kind of people who bombed Pearl Harbor, from the kind of people who bombed Pearl Harbor was given money to build up their country, and they are American so-called citizens and all that stuff. Okay, let's go on about this. The title of this video is called The American Immigration Hoax. The American Immigration Hoax. Now, that introduction I gave you just to give you of how silly it all sounds, just to give you an idea of the silliness. The American immigration hoax is this: the Constitution, since 1868, preemptively nullifies immigration or any immigration acts. No immigration act, as the Act of 1891, the first immigration act, can overcome constitutional amendments or the Supreme Contract of 1 through 15 that preemptively nullifies any immigration acts by non-consent jurisdiction. Non-consent jurisdiction was established in 1865. The constitutional jurisdiction had to be changed to abolish the institution of slavery, which was under consent jurisdiction, and it had to be abolished by non-consent jurisdiction. The whole jurisdiction had to be changed to non-consent slavery in the Supreme Contract to abolish slavery. So therefore, it was non-consent jurisdiction to slavery, and therefore the 1 through 12 amendments then came under non-consent jurisdiction. The people who became citizens, which are the black Americans, became non-consenting legal citizens. So we had our constitutional citizen in place who was the actual citizen of this country, and they the ones have the authority, whether you like it or not, to choose who their citizens of this country are going to be, and they non-consented any immigration or any immigration act preemptively, nullifying the Immigration Act of 1891. Now, I must say with this too, white men are Ephraim brothers. White people want to give themselves credit for it, but our Ephraim brothers have nothing to do with these white people today. Our white Ephraim brothers killed white heathens. Our white Ephraim brothers killed white heathens in the Revolutionary War and in the Civil War, and they witnessed it in the Constitution. They killed white heathens, and they stood with black men to kill white heathens, and to make sure that these white heathens did not have any right with this Constitution. They supremed the blacks that they was on the side of the Union with, and in the Revolutionary War, even though it was a process from the Revolutionary War to the Civil War. Some of them same spirits was resurrected from the Revolutionary War to the Civil War, and they killed heathens, white heathens. White killed white in the Revolutionary and the Civil War, and Jefferson even said that those from England would interfere with the pursuit of happiness. So these whites, Ephraim brothers, knew these white heathens was not to be part of an American true constitutionality. And they put non-consenters in to make sure that the only way white heathens can claim anything is through lies, through guns, and under satanic testicles of globalists. And that's what they claim, really the balls of Satan. They can't claim anything constitutional. Now, the signers were the witnesses of the Constitution of 1787 that had blacks as 3/5. People like to make fun of that, but it's called the Constitution of the United States of America, and it stops right there. It's not the Constitution of the United World Immigrants. It's the Constitution of the United States of America. So it limits itself right there. It has nothing to do with world immigrants. World immigrants are preemptively nullified just by the title of the Constitution. Just by the title of the Constitution, world immigrants are preemptively nullified. It's called the Constitution of the United States of America, period. Not the world immigrants and those hoping and longing to be free and wanting to run on someone else's 400 years of labor, constitutionality, and land claims by supreme contract. And the witnesses to this 1787 signing that the 3/5 were there, whether you can call them monkeys, you can call them animals, you can call them dogs, I don't care what you call them, but they're written in the Constitution as being part of the Constitution of the United States of America. And they've been written since 1787, and prior to that, they was in the Articles of Confederation. And so the signers are the witnesses, are white Ephraim brother revolutionaries who killed millions of white heathens in the Revolutionary War and killed millions of white heathens in the Civil War. They don't want to tell you it was millions, so they underestimate the numbers, so you really won't get bent out of shape. Anyway, the supreme law of the United States includes 39 of the 55 delegates, the Constitutional Convention, in 1787 at Independence Hall in Philadelphia. There were 40 signers, 23 were veterans of the Revolutionary War. Jonathan Dayton was the youngest to sign the Constitution at the age of 26 as a witness to blacks being the Constitution of the United States of America, even at 3/5, if that's what you want to feel good about. Roger Sherman also signed the Articles of Association, the Declaration of Independence. 6 other signatories' names are on the Declaration of Independence, while another 4 are on the Articles of Confederation. George Washington, Virginia; George Reed, Delaware; Gunning Bedford Jr., Delaware; John Dickinson, Delaware; Richard Bassett, Delaware; Jacob Broome, Delaware; James McHenry, Maryland; Daniel of St. Thomas, Maryland; Daniel Carroll of Maryland; James Madison Jr., Virginia; John Blair, Virginia; William Blount, North Carolina; Richard Dobbs, North Carolina; Hugh Williamson, North Carolina; John Rutledge, South Carolina; Charles Coatsworth Pinckney, South Carolina; Charles Pinckney, South Carolina; Pierce Butler, South Carolina; William Few, Georgia; Abraham Baldwin, Georgia; John Landon, New Hampshire; Nicholas Gilman, New Hampshire; Nathaniel Gorham, Massachusetts; Rufus King, Massachusetts; William Samuel Johnson, Connecticut; Roger Sherman, Connecticut; Alexander Hamilton, New York; William Livingston, New Jersey; David Beardsley, New Jersey; William Peterson, New Jersey; Jonathan Dayton, New Jersey; Benjamin Franklin, Pennsylvania; Thomas Mifflin, Pennsylvania; Robert Morris, Pennsylvania; George Clymer, Pennsylvania; Thomas Fitzsimons, Pennsylvania; Jared Ingersoll, Pennsylvania; James Wilson, Pennsylvania; Gouverneur Mars, Pennsylvania; William Jackson. Now, these are witnesses. These are actual witnesses to the signing of the Constitution, okay? They're the witnesses that the Constitution of the United States of America, not world immigrants. The title preemptively and preemptively nullifies world immigrants. Can you read? Can you hear? Can you understand plain language? Can you comprehend? Are you dumbed down to call a frog a pickle? Are you dumbed down to call a carrot a peach? Can you hear? These heathens, these white men slaughtered these damn heathens. These white men slaughtered these heathen. And even when the Reconstruction Amendments came about, and Howard Jacob, who is named after Israel, Jacob Howard, which is another name for Israel, a white guy, another one of our Ephraim brothers, Lyman Trumbull, architect of the 15th Amendment, okay? These were ones who fought in the Civil War, and they saw you white heathens coming. And they fought against you in the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, and they saw your dirt up close. And they made that constitutional non-consent. They'd rather supreme the blacks in there to deal with your white heathen trash. So you here, and if you're in America with dung papers, it's by the dookie under Satan testicles that you have the papers pasted together. Quincy Adams and Thomas Jefferson and Ulysses S. Grant, to name a few, was those who stood with us in the Union. There are white Ephraim brothers, and they didn't think a second about putting a knife to a white heathen neck. And they are part of our heavenly, they are part of our church in heaven that the Constitution have them witnesses to. They were the legal administration for the God of Israel, his Ephraim, as Ephraim is the father of many nations, and Ephraim is part of the plan of America, of Judah, Israel, in North America, in the Holy Covenant contract called the Constitution of the United States of America, which is a narrow contract, which means you wide-ass immigrant heathens are nowhere near it. You got dung, theft, debt, and the only thing you do is consent. You have no birthrights here or at the land you're left. This is Mary Omni from the House of King David. Shalom.